Right. Good morning, everybody. I'm sure that you'll all now be aware that BizX 2023, the National Business Forum and Awards, is rapidly approaching. It's going to be on the 20th and 21st of April at the London Excel. There is a fantastic lineup of speakers and 19 different national awards to be handed out. So today I'm really pleased to be joined by Mattie Dawson of Children's Corner Childcare, one of the really good businesses that we work with, and an applicant for numerous awards, including Best Customer Service. Good morning, Mattie.
Morning, Bill. Morning, Bill.
Mattie, if you could start off, I'd like to understand a little bit more about Children's Corner Childcare and this Customer Service Award. Tell us, what are the services that you provide for your clients?
Yeah, Children's Corner, we're a group of children's day nurseries based in Yorkshire. We have 10 sites in total, 9 of which are in Leeds, and a recent opening over in Harrogate. We also offer wraparound care for schools, so before and after school clubs, and then we also run a number of standalone holiday clubs for outside of term time for those parents that need the care when the schools are closed.
And how did the business, when was it set up and why was it set up?
So our business is a family business. It was set up by my mum 25 years ago. Now it was 25 years ago this March. She was in the police for 14 years before. And then when she had my older brother, couldn't find a nursery that she was happy with, offering the service that she wanted. So my mum being my mum, set one up herself. So the business has grown organically over the last 25 years. In that it's the service that we've been offering has been attractive to a number of other schools, which has meant that they've asked us to come onto site. So we've grown to the 10 sites that we are now, and with our recent opening over in Harrogate, which has been a great success.
So talk to me and describe the customer service ethos that exists within Children's Corner Childcare. What's it like?
Yeah, so with Children's Corner, with the business that we operate in childcare, we're looking after a parent's most important little thing, their child. So the business was set up under the ethos that would my mum have been happy leaving us, her own children, in that nursery setting? Would she be confident that they would be safe, that they would be well educated, that they would have everything that they would need, that they would just get a little cuddle if they're feeling a little bit down? So that's the ethos that the business has started with, and I think that's one of the reasons why parents pick us and choose us for our customer service, because we will treat their children as our own. And all of our staff members know that that's how we want to, that's the care that we want to offer. That's the personal connection that we want to have with each of the families and the children.
And obviously you can't do that just as your own family, because you've got large teams in place now at every centre. How do you transfer and get that ethos through the whole team?
Yeah, a lot of it's just through communication. We're at a size now where we're not so big that we can still have daily personal communication with all of the members of the team. So we've got two operations managers, and then each nursery has their own manager. We have a number of different team sites which are for our internal communications, for sharing ideas, for discussing problems, for sharing different activities that we might be doing with the children. But then we also have our app that we use, which is for communication with parents. So that means that parents can have instant communication with their child's key worker, so they can see pictures, they can see videos. So that's really helpful for the parents, especially if they're a little bit nervous.
And I suspect it's actually the parents that you need to look after, because they'll almost be more nervous than the children.
Yeah, a lot of the time that is the case. You will have a child come in who the parent will think that the child won't settle. Within 5 minutes, the child settled, but the parent will be ringing and messaging to check that the child's all right, and the child's off playing and absolutely fine. Part of our induction process is fairly lengthy, and our onboarding process is also quite lengthy, which involves 3 different interviews, one of which is in the setting with the manager and the children. part of our induction process is done with our head office team. So they run through all of our policies, procedures, the necessary training that they need to do before they even get into the nursery with the children. At that point, we also do all the reference checks and DBS checks that we need to do. But then within the first 3 months, they are fairly structured in terms of our staff members' induction, so that they really buy into what service it is that we're trying to offer to parents. And then at the end of the 3 months, we make sure that they've done everything that they needed to do to offer the service that Children's Corner want to give to the families that we look after.
And what feedback have you had from families with respect to the service that you provide?
The feedback from parents is one of the nicest bits about the job. We have excellent reviews on electronic reviews on Google and on day nurseries. Our Farsley nursery, for example, has 56 reviews, all of which are 5 stars.
Wow.
The words are lovely to see on the screen, but it's so much nicer to actually speak to the parents themselves and actually get a sense of how much it means to them to have their child happy and settled and excited to come to nursery, not dreading it. So I think for us that the feedback is one of the reasons why we're as busy as we are now. Nearly all of our nurseries have waiting lists. Our Harrogate nursery that we only opened in April 2022, we now can't take children in until 2025. So and that is again through word of mouth. People are changing their nurseries to try and get them into ours, which is amazing. We sadly don't have the space, but it's a lovely thing that parents are so keen to come to us.
So I'm just thinking of the fact you've got obviously parents desperate to come into these nurseries and have their children there, but you've got the challenge of finding staff, and it's a difficult market for recruitment at the moment, isn't it? So I'm just thinking whether this ethos helps you in terms of recruitment of staff. You've just opened Harrogate. How did that go?
Yeah, recruitment for us is probably our biggest challenge at the moment across all of our sites. There is a shortage of people entering the early years sector, which is making it extremely difficult. We're fighting it amongst a closed pool at the moment, which is such a shame because the earlier sector is such a rewarding place for people to work and to progress their career, which I think people don't quite realize that there is a progression through. We have people that work for us with ranging from starting at apprentices. We've taken on 20 apprentices this year, all the way through to people with master's degrees. So there is a progression through and a lot of training available for those that do want to progress. We have I think the customer service that we offer and the ethos that we give out, that we are one big family. We're still a family-run business, and we will still speak to everyone. Then if anyone is in crisis and needs help, we'll be there for them. But that ethos that we put out and act upon means that when we have one member of staff come to us, it's similar to a parent referral. They will then go and tell their friends that work at other nurseries what it's like working for us, and bring them over. Our Harrogate nursery filling up so fast was brilliant for the business, but generally you expect it to take 12 months and you can build the staff slowly. We suddenly needed 20 members of staff in the space of 3 months. But we had one member of staff come from another nursery in Harrogate, who then told her friends what it was like working for us, and 4 or 5 others joined. So it's us.
It's a testimony to the culture that you have, both for your parents, but also for the staff. Obviously, everybody just loves it.
Yeah, certainly. I think just having regular communication with staff and showing that they're not just a number. Our nurseries are only made as good as they are by the team that we have working in the nurseries. The feedback that we get from parents is purely down to the day-to-day interactions with the staff members there that are looking after their children. That it's our employees that make the business as good as it is. So it's that our employees are our biggest asset and will always be. So we need to make sure that everything we do is putting them first, and then that translates to the services offered to parents, and then you've got happy staff, you've got happy parents, you've got happy children. So it's
you got a really successful organisation. Mattie, thank you very much. That's a fantastic story that you've told us this morning. Really looking forward to the awards, to celebrating with you, with Leslie, with all the finalists and all the award winners. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Brilliant. Thanks, Bill.